Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what's happening right now in the NFL, particularly in the NFC, is nothing short of explosive. And it involves the Washington Commanders in a way that could reshape their future, but also shake up the entire division. It's all about this surprising, game-changing trade that's been making waves across the league. We're talking about Jonathan Allen, one of the most disruptive forces on the interior defensive line, being traded from Washington to the Detroit Lions in a move that surprised many analysts and fans alike. And trust me, this isn't just a minor swap. This is a strategic, bold move by the Lions, who are clearly in all-in mode right now. So what exactly happened? Well, according to sources close to the league, the Commanders have agreed to send Jonathan Allen to the Lions in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Yes, a first-rounder. This is a massive deal, especially considering Allen's impact on the field. For Washington, this move is about cap flexibility and rebuilding their roster, especially on the offensive side. The team is in a delicate position right now, focusing on extending wide receivers like Jahan Dotson and ensuring the cap space for future contracts, including potential extensions for players like Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. With injuries hitting the wide receiver core, McLaurin, Samuel, and Brown, Washington is prioritizing their offensive weapons, making this trade a strategic move to free up cap space, around $16 million, to invest in young rookies and bolster their offensive line and skill position players. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions, sitting comfortably at 5-1 and leading the NFC North, are making a bold statement. They're going all in, trying to maximize their window with Jared Goff, who's been sensational this season, sporting a quarterback rating of 91. 5 and leading an offense that's been clicking at an impressive rate. The addition of Jonathan Allen gives Detroit a serious boost on defense, particularly on the interior. Allen, who's a 3-time Pro Bowler and ranked among ESPN's top 20 players for 2025, is a game changer. His career stats are impressive: 42 sacks, 112 quarterback hits, and a run defense grade in the top 20. This guy is a disruptor, a player who can change the course of games by collapsing the pocket and creating chaos for opposing quarterbacks. Let's talk about his recent performance because that's what really matters. In 2025, Allen has been playing at an elite level, with 5 sacks and 18 quarterback hits up to October 19th. He's graded at 89.2 by PFF, with an 18% win rate when double-teamed and pressures totaling 22, which puts him in the top 10 among defensive tackles. His EPA per snap is 29, and he's been effective in run defense with 10 run stuffs. In Week 5, he was dominant against the Cowboys, recording 2 sacks and 4 pressures. His power and quickness mirror some of the best interior disruptors in recent NFL history, like Aaron Donald, and he's been crucial in elevating his team's defense. Now, that's where it gets interesting for Washington. This trade is not just about losing a top-tier player. It's about what they're gaining in return and how it affects their future. The Commanders are in a tight spot financially, trying to manage salary cap issues while also looking to build a more competitive roster. Trading Allen frees up about $16 million in cap space, which they're planning to use to sign rookies like Jerjan Newton, a promising interior lineman with a PFF grade of 82. And to give themselves more flexibility for future extensions. The idea is to build from within, develop their young talent, and focus on a rebuild that targets the long-term rather than just short-term success. But what about the Lions? Well, this move is a clear statement of intent. Adding Allen gives their interior defensive line a serious upgrade. They're looking at a projected increase of around 8 sacks in 2025, which is huge considering their current sack rate and pass rush production. The Lions' defense has been solid, allowing just 19 points per game, but this addition makes them even more formidable. Allen complements players like Alan McNeil, creating a formidable duo up front. His presence is expected to boost their pass rush by about 10%, and increase their overall pass rush win rate significantly. And let's not forget how this impacts their playoff chances. The Lions were already considered one of the most balanced teams in the NFL, but now with Allen anchoring their interior, their odds of making a deep playoff run are rising dramatically. Their odds of winning the Super Bowl have already improved from plus 2,500 to plus 1,200, which is a huge jump, reflecting the league's recognition of how much this player can change the game in high-stakes moments. Historically, players like Fletcher Cox in 2022 Eagles or Aaron Donald have shown us how a dominant interior lineman can transform a defense and lift an entire team into Super Bowl contention. Allen in this role could do the same for Detroit, especially during the playoffs, where his pressures are projected to increase by 24%, making him a real X-factor. Of course, for Washington, this trade is a calculated risk. They are shifting focus towards rebuilding their offense, investing in their young core, and managing the salary cap more effectively. The trade allows them to shed some cap space and gather draft capital for future years. It's a strategic move that signals a potential rebuild, especially since they are looking to extend their offensive weapons and strengthen their offensive line to support quarterback Sam Howell. The team has been competitive this season at 3-3, but they recognize that to elevate to the next level, they need to make tough decisions and focus on long-term growth. Looking ahead, the Commanders are betting on their young talent like Jerjan Newton and other rookies to develop into impactful players on the defensive line. Newton, with his impressive PFF grade, could be a key piece in their future interior rotation. They're also banking on the offensive side, with the cap space freed up to potentially sign or extend key players, which could help stabilize their offensive production and create a more balanced team. It's a bold approach, but one that might pay off if their young players develop as hoped, and if they can find a way to stay competitive without Allen's presence on the field. Meanwhile, for the Lions, this move is a statement of ambition. They have a roster that's already competitive, but they're clearly aiming for more. Adding a player like Allen, who's been a consistent disruptor, gives them a real shot at elevating their defense to elite status. His ability to generate pressure, clog running lanes, and create interior chaos is exactly what they need to push further into the playoffs and perhaps beyond. The Lions are showing us that they're willing to go all in, investing heavily in their roster to chase a Super Bowl victory, which has been a long time coming for this franchise. In terms of their season outlook, the Lions now look even more formidable. Jared Goff continues to prove he's a top-tier quarterback, and with Allen boosting their defense, they can control games better, especially in tight playoff situations. Defensively, they're now boasting a front seven that can match up with any team in the league, providing the kind of pressure that can force turnovers and create scoring opportunities. Their improved pass rush will also help them against powerful offenses like the Packers and 49ers, who have been among the league's best in 2023. So, what does all this mean for the NFC landscape? Well, it's clear that the Lions are positioning themselves as serious contenders, maybe even favorites in their division. Their upgraded defense, coupled with a potent offense led by Goff, makes them a real threat. On the other hand, the Commanders are betting on a rebuild, focusing on their future and trying to develop their young players into stars. They're sacrificing a star player now to set themselves up for a more sustainable, competitive future. And honestly, it's a fascinating dynamic to watch unfold. The NFL is a league of constant change, and trades like this remind us how quickly fortunes can shift. The Commanders, despite losing a key player, are making a strategic move that could pay dividends down the line. The Lions, meanwhile, are showing that they're not content with just being good. They want to be great, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think trading Allen was the right move? Are you excited to see what the young players can do in his absence? Or do you believe the team should have tried to keep him and go all in now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a pivotal moment for both teams, and whether you're rooting for the Commanders or the Lions, one thing is for sure. The NFL 2023 season continues to surprise us at every turn. Stay with us for all the insights, analysis, and the latest breaking news from the league.